Welcome to quinoon7.com. Please like, share my videos. Today we're going to learn about the testing gases. There are 4 gases in GCSE you need to look at: carbon dioxide, oxygen, chlorine and hydrogen. Now we're going to start with the hydrogen first. You probably have done in year 7 and year 8 where you have to done the pop test when hydrogen is produced after reacting metal with an acid, and you have actually put the lid split inside and it give you a pop. So we'll start with this one first. So you have zinc metal. You will get small pieces of zinc which is solid. You're going to put into a conical flask or any other test tube. You will add hydrochloric acid which is diluted, and you react it with that acid. Once you're gonna combine them together, this will produce some bubbles. So it will produce salt, like metal react with an acid. It produces salt and hydrogen gas. So that will be zinc chloride, ZnCl2 and H2 gas. To balance it, you put 2 there and that will be salted. Now hydrogen gas which is produced there, that hydrogen gas will be collected right in this beaker. Okay. Now once you're going to have that beaker in front of you, you can collect this in here. You can actually take it out upside down, and when the gas is actually coming out, you will take the lid splint in there. And once you can take it, it will give you a pop test. It gives you a pop, and it is called a pop test. Now you probably have seen some the buses in London where actually they're using the hydrogen fuel. Hydrogen is a very explosive gas, and it actually been used as a fuel. We haven't used it much, but at the moment we have started using it. So it is highly explosive, produce a lot of energy, and that's why I give you a pop test. Second gas is oxygen. Now oxygen can be produced by the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. It is one of those chemicals which you actually use to bleach your hairs. So H2O2 will be decomposed into water and oxygen gas. So this is gas which will produce. And now all of this H2O2, you have to balance it, and you put 2 there, and that's balanced. It can actually happen on its own, because if you have H2O2, you need some sort of catalyst, so something which can actually manganese 4 oxide means manganese in the +4 state, and that will help you to actually decompose it and produce the oxygen gas. But once you collect the oxygen gas in the test tube, which is going to come out here, you will take the splint which is not lit. So a glowing splint will reburn. It will burn, or it will start burning again. So a glowing splint will start the fire. So that means oxygen is one of the gas which will help you to do the combustion or burning. That's why we cannot actually burn anything in space, because there is no oxygen unless you actually use some other sort of material. So the oxygen helps in burning, so that's why it will actually turn the glowing splint into the lit splint. The third one is carbon dioxide. Let's have a look at the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide can be actually produced by reacting the carbonates with any acid. So let's take an example of calcium carbonate. So CaCO3, I'm going to put this CaCO3, calcium carbonate, inside this test tube. So that is solid. These are the marble chips. They are also called marble. I'm going to put HCl, a hydrochloric acid, which is diluted, and I put AQ, means aqueous, with water. I'm going to put that in there. Carbonates, whenever they react with an acid, they always undergo some sort of neutralization reaction, but they also produce an extra gas which is carbon dioxide. That means calcium carbonate will actually react with an acid to produce salt, water and carbon dioxide. So whenever you see anything which has got CO3 in it and reacting against any acid, it will actually produce carbon dioxide as an addition, as having salt and water along with it. So calcium will react with chloride. This is why I always say the first part is always positive, which will go to the second part of the acid, which is negative. This is how you predict the name of salt. So calcium chloride. Calcium belongs to the second group. so it can actually have 2 chlorine along with it, because chlorine has -1 charge. So CaCl2 will be the formula for the salt. Then you produce water as it is, and in addition you will produce carbon dioxide. So you have mixed them together. Look at that, it's gone there, and these bubbles gonna come here. Now when the bubbles gonna come here, we're going to detect it, because this is transparent. We don't know whether it's produced or not. All we're gonna do is we are going to put these bubbles into lime water. So the conclusion, or the how to detect them, how to detect carbon dioxide, you will say the lime water turns milky. So this is lime water, the carbon dioxide is produced, and the water is the lime water actually turns into milky. For the higher tier students, I can actually explain that. Lime water formula is calcium hydroxide. When calcium hydroxide, which is already there, the carbon dioxide is produced by reacting carbonate with hydrochloric acid, going all the way into the tube, and it's not going to escape, because the tube is actually dipped inside the calcium hydroxide, which is called lime water. It is going to react with the carbon dioxide, and it will produce a milky color. Milky means something solid is produced inside. That's why it is milky. So it will produce CaCO3. It will produce calcium carbonate along with it, and it will produce water. And this solid is actually called milky color. The milky color is because of the calcium carbonate, which is actually insoluble in water. That's why it actually appears as milky. Now the fourth gas which you are going to detect is chlorine. Chlorine, which is actually used in the swimming pool to actually kill the bacteria. When you have a blue litmus paper, it will turn into white. That means it will be bleached. It will fade it away. It will fade it away, the blue color. So I'm going to repeat that again, all of them. You have 4 gases: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and chlorine. For the hydrogen, you will do a pop test. That means if the hydrogen is produced by reacting zinc and hydrochloric acid, you will take the lit splint and give you a pop test. If you're doing a high oxygen gas, you will take the glowing splint and it will reburn, and the fire will actually start. For the carbon dioxide, it doesn't help in burning, so we can't do splint test on that. What you can do is you can actually put the carbon dioxide in the lime water, and that will produce the calcium carbonate and water. And calcium carbonate is insoluble in water. That's why it shows some sort of milky color of calcium carbonate. The last bit is chlorine. There's no test for a particular chemical test we do. We can do that, but what we're going to do is we're just going to take a blue litmus paper, we'll put it in, and it will be bleached straight away. Alright, thank you very much.